Welcome to Music Pro Daily, where each day we share our insight to help music producers grow their brand, land more clients, and connect with the market. The Music Pro Daily podcast shares real value from the daily interactions of music professionals Daniel Grimmett and myself, Nicholas Di Lorenzo. Welcome back to Music Pro Daily, you beautiful people. Today, for everybody who's tuned in, I'm not sure if you've seen this meme, but there's a meme where it's sort of like there's a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, and a music producer or a creative or an artist. And they're like, you wouldn't pay the lawyer, the accountant, or the doctor in exposure. Why would you pay the creative? Basically what they're saying is, why the hell are you paying other people and not creatives? And here's the thing. All we see is the outside. We see the facade of successful producers or successful lawyers and accountants and stuff. And we're saying, well, why do these people deserve to be paid for what they do? You know, why? You know, like, why don't I deserve to be paid for what I do? And here's the real reality. Because, number one, you haven't put the effort in. And I know that sounds harsh, but if, here's the reality. If you had put the effort in, you would know how to provide value and solutions for your client and connect that value and solutions with your client if you had put in the effort. And there are a lot of people who have put in the effort and know how to do that and succeed, but then there are a lot of people who are more... I'm actually not going to critique and create a stereotype. I'm just going to say there are people who haven't put in that effort. And that's just as simple as that. They haven't put in that effort to learn how they can communicate the value, how they can achieve the value which their clients are after, and how they can communicate that to them. See, lawyers, accountants, and doctors spend years upon years, 40, 50, 60 hours a week, studying their ass off to get their degree. And even then, when they graduate and they go into a firm or they go to a doctor's practice, they're spending the next 3 to 5 years, if not more, in limbo being someone's bitch. Okay? And then they finally get into a position where they are providing value, where they are recognized for what they provide people. But the first 5 to 7 years while they're in college, they're not getting paid a cent. They're paying to learn. So I just wanted to put that in perspective. I'm sort of deviating a little bit from the conversation, but I just sort of don't, I do not like the pity party creatives throwing themselves by saying, oh, these other, you wouldn't do this to these people. Why would you do it to me? Well, it's like these people spend 50, 60, 70 hours every day for weeks upon for years upon years, absolutely killing themselves to provide something valuable. And I'm not going to divulge too much further, but, then some people have the critique of, yeah, but we learnt instruments, we've been learning instruments and practicing instruments for years upon years upon years. And, fair enough to that. But at the end of the day, if you haven't put the effort in to be able to communicate that value to others and how it can impact their lives and help them, well, then there's no intrinsic value, because the only person who decides what is valuable is the person buying and the market. And if the market doesn't see what you're doing is valuable, that's on you. Okay, that's on you to find out what the market finds valuable. And in the instance of Music Pro Daily, where we're talking to producers and mixing engineers and people who are in the service-based industry, when you get an inquiry, it's on you to ask the right questions, to find solutions, and to provide value through those solutions, which then they can tangibly cost, which they can tangibly associate $500, $600, $100, $10, whatever it may be. They can tangibly associate a value with what you're providing them. So I know this has been a little bit of a randy podcast episode, but there are some key sort of things I'm going to roll back to. Number one, don't judge things on a facade. Don't look at a lawyer, don't look at a successful producer or engineer or whatever and say, oh, they get to do this, why can't I? Well, go fucking put in the work. I know that is harsh, that is a horrible way to think. And it's probably going to tick off a few of you, but if I can help one or two people and have their brain just click into action and do something from it, it was worth pissing off the 10 people, because 10 people or 10 or 20 or 30, however many people I piss off by saying this, you guys didn't deserve it in the first place. Whereas the few people whose brains switched and clicked into action and saying, yes, you're right, Nick, I got to fucking put in the effort and do the hard yakka. Well, you guys are the ones who deserve to get the job over the person who's sort of just sitting on their ass waiting for it to fall in their lap. And I know a lot of the people on this podcast who are listening are super passionate about it. That's why you're here. But I really want to voice this because regardless if you're super passionate and that's why you're here, it's my job. It is why I started this podcast. It's my passion to talk about the things I see and talk about, not even just talk about it. It's in my interactions. If you go and listen to any of my masterclasses, any of my speeches, you hear me be a bit of a hard ass. That's just the school I come from. Like, as in not my school, as in the school I went to as a teenager and a kid, but that's the school I come from. I come from the school of hard knocks, that's the way my family brought me up. It's like, dude, if you want something, go get it. It's, you do the work, you do the effort. If you earn it, it's yours. I'm not going to give you anything. And it's the same in the music industry. Nobody's giving out handouts. Nobody's giving out jobs, willy-nilly. It's your job to put in the hard yakka, to find the value, to determine your value, be able to communicate that value, and above all, connect. It's part of communication, but more so connect with the ideas of others so you can help decipher how you can provide value to them. All right. Now, before I go down ranty lane, I'm going to wrap up this podcast because, it's been a mumbo jumbo of things, but most importantly, it is, you have to put in the fucking effort. Nobody's going to give you shit. All right. And don't judge things on face value, because I created that and I started that analogy at the start because I really wanted to dive down into the behind the scenes of what happens, on the face of success. So I really super appreciate you guys listening to this podcast. Like Daniel and I really enjoying doing this for you. So thank you so kindly for tuning in, and until tomorrow, take care. A monumental thank you to those listening and those of you who share, subscribe, and review this podcast. Music Pro Daily is all orchestrated in-house by Daniel Grimmett and myself, Nicholas Di Lorenzo. The music industry is our shared passion. If you ever want to see more of us in the studio or at the office, head over to musicprodaily.com, where you can find links to our socials and stalk more of us and see us doing what we do best. Thank you again, and see you tomorrow.